little boot review today. These are of course Red Wings, you'll recognise that from the box. And these are the Blacksmith. In the 2955, which is the black Spitfire leather. So these are my one and only Boxing Day bargain. I picked these up for half price, which is great for Red Wings. I'm very pleased with that. And I've been after some boots like this for a little while. So I've had the 875s, the mock toes, the classic Red Wing I'd call that. And I was after something which I could wear with black jeans, some unbranded salvage denim jeans that I've got, and it was either going to be these or the Iron Ranger. So seeing these in the sale, very happy with that. So if you know Red Wings, you'll know that the box doesn't really contain anything of particular interest, so we'll just get right in there and pop them out and take a look at the boots themselves. Box out the way. So, as I say, these are the black Spitfire leather, which is a pretty interesting leather in itself. It's unusual to Red Wing. I don't see many other boots with it. And what it is, it's basically processed leather, but it's been reversed. So on the inside, you've got a smooth finished leather. We'll get in some close-ups so you can really see this better. Got smooth finished leather on the inside, which I guess, I think it will give the effect of having a leather-lined boot, so it will slip on nice and easy, which is always nice. And on the outside, you've kind of got a rougher finish, nice little texture in it, and if I understand correctly, this is effectively a suede. Although I don't think it's been sort of pulled up that much. It's a suede, but then it's waxed down to give us sort of a semi-polished, smooth feel to it. So really nice, interesting leather, which I think will patina quite nicely. The website isn't that clear on care requirements for it. I think probably something like a beeswax will be what's needed to just rub in there when it's losing maybe sort of its waterproof properties. And it's getting a bit fluffy, but we'll see. I think the main thing is to check or to allow the patina to develop. So moving along to the sole, I think that's probably the next interesting point on these. If you follow my videos, you'll have seen that the Vibram, or sorry, the white crusty sole that you find on the 875s wore down pretty quickly for me. I do wear my boots quite hard. I do a fair bit of walking when I'm wearing my boots. And it did wear down pretty quick. So having a Vibram sole, as you see here, is really good. And this has got the dual sort of benefits of having a really nice low profile to sort of give it that classic heritage boot look. But also, it's got this embedded micro or mini lug pattern to give it some grip. So I think that's quite a nice little combination. Obviously on the Iron Rangers, you've got a nitrile cork sole, which I believe wears really well, but it is completely smooth. So I'm quite pleased to have a bit of traction there. I think that's a good thing. So looking at the sole there, and we will come in some close-ups, like with all Red Wings, it is a Goodyear welt, which means it's easily resoled. So if you follow my videos, you'll have seen my 875s being resold. They've actually been resold with a Vibram full lug sole, which is wearing very nicely. So a Goodyear welt sole is always good. You can always resole it, and with Red Wings leather, I think you can resole these probably 2-3 times before the uppers are sort of past their best. This, interestingly, is both stitched around the front portion here. You can see the stitching going around here, and also nailed and glued at the rear. And we'll get some close-ups, but you can just see the nails peeping through there, and then obviously a slightly different construction on the heel there. So that, I think, is going to be a good sole, and I'll be interested to see how that wears over time. Steel shank and a cork midsole, which means the footbed will shape to your foot and become comfortable over time. Very basic on the inside, just a leather plate, separate leather plate on the heel. Again, we'll come with some close-ups, but again, that will conform to your foot. And whilst it doesn't offer any bounce, I can attest to the fact they do get pretty comfy and they do become very much your shoe. Going around the upper, obviously you've got the lovely Spitfire leather, and then you've got some nice double and triple stitching with a nice accented white or ivory stitch coming through there. So double stitching at the rear, triple at the front, double going up the ankle plate there, and obviously a little trim at the top there. But yeah, really nice stitching. I do like the accenting because these are something more than just a plain black boot with that stitching. I just think that they look really good. Tongue is obviously a bellows tongue going up to the sort of the fourth eyelet there, so that'll keep out any water. Also a bellows tongue keeps the tongue nice and straight for your, so it doesn't slip down the side or anything, so that's always good for comfort. Speed hooks at the top. I do like speed hooks, really helpful to get boots on and off, because obviously you quickly unlace the top bit, you leave the bottom portion laced, and you can get your foot in there really nicely and easily. What I would say is I do prefer the last speed hook, well, not to be a speed hook frankly, to be an eyelet, because what I find is if you don't really tie down your speed hooks tight, then occasionally the lace can pop off and basically your boot instantly becomes undone. If you have an eyelet at the top, whilst it doesn't make it as quick to get on and off, it does help keep it on your foot. So, as I say, these will be worn mainly with some black selvage denim jeans, but I think they'll mix up nicely with regular indigo denim. And we'll come in for some close-ups, we'll pop them on quickly, show you what they look like on, and then we'll wrap some close-ups. You can see the nice waxed sort of suede texture of the Spitfire leather there. Really looking forward to seeing how this patinas over time. The Goodyear welt, as I say, stitched at the front portion and on the sole, and then it's sort of a different construction at the rear. I think it's nailed and glued. If you look, you can see the nails glinting down the heels here, down on the heel. What I didn't mention is I do wear these heels quite hard, and whilst this is a tougher compound, I'm wondering about getting a heel plate or some little segs. If you've used those, let me know how you've got on with them, just to correct the wear pattern really, because I always wear down the outer edge a lot quicker. Obviously on the sole there you've got the Vibram mini lug, which I think is a really good sort of compromise sole to give the low profile yet a good amount of tread. Coming up to the upper there, you've obviously got triple stitching around the edge here, around the front portion. Nice accented ivory stitch, rear accenting as well, double stitch. Three speed hooks. As I say, prefer to have an eyelet at the top, just to make it easier to secure the boot to your foot. Waxed laces and a bellows tongue, label on the inside, and then a simple leather insole, little separate plate at the back there. Not typical to Red Wing boots, but I assume that's because of the heel construction. Smooth on the inside. Not quite sure why this is a lighter colour. Same on both boots, interestingly. Maybe it's down to the construction. And then the forefoot has got an extra piece of leather just to line it and give it some more structure. Right, well that's pretty much it. You've seen them on. In terms of fit and braking, if you've watched my channel, you'll have seen the 875s. Really hard work to get that nice fit. They're very narrow on the width, and they are the 23 last. These are a slightly different fit. These are the 8 last, and they're particularly made to have a wider and more generous toe box. So instantly, I'm finding these much comfier on. I've still gone true to size, so I wear an 8. These are an 8, or UK 8 rather. And a lot of people talk about sizing up, sizing down. I find Red Wings to be true to size, to be honest, to my needs. These I think will break in much easier because you've got a single piece of leather at the front here, so there's no stitching. The mock toes obviously are quite rigid because of the stitching around the edge there, and also as you break them in, the stitching can create some pinching. I think these are going to be much easier to break in, but I will do an update video after a month or so of wear and tell you how they've broken in and whether I'd recommend going true to size or not. At the moment, very much so. So we'll get onto that in a future video. Apart from that, I think it's time to get these on and put some miles on them. If you haven't seen my channel before, please check it out. I'm hugely into boots, love quality footwear, denim, everyday carry, fountain pens, pen knives, cycling, coffee, all sorts of different stuff, guitar. Check out the channel. We might share some other common interests. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear your feedback on these boots if you've worn them yourselves, and I'd love if you subscribed. Okay, well that's about it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.